So, unfortunately, while it is visually evocative, the Ilos segment of the game is actually pretty short and doesn't have all that
Well,
much
considering
interesting
we only
input.
have 3 more parts, yeah.
Geth sappers! Sappers! I hate these fucking things. Fuck these things.
Do they sap the life out of you?
No, these are the things that hop around from ceiling to wall and ceiling to wall and you can never hit them.
Then they're not sapping things, are they?
Misleading.
I think sappers in this case means that they're the Geth that set bombs and blow tunnels open, but you never see them doing that either.
They're not spies sapping my sentries.
Well,
It's more likely than you think.
we just went from one elevator through a very small combat section to another
Do do
elevator.
do 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 do.
How much does this game need to load?
Man, you know these Protheans have it even worse with the slow elevators than we do.
Saren's troops must have sealed the doors from here after him.
Because it's so old, they like playing classical music in the elevators.
Disengage the security. If we ever want to get inside that bunker.
Amadeus, Amadeus.
I love this song.
Alright. Well. Yay, another open combat section with really obvious cover.
Chest high walls
Running out of
everywhere.
games at this point.
I think this is the last big section that you have to go through in Ilos before the story takes over.
Well, we still gotta talk to the computer, and then we head to the relay.
Yeah. By way of mini-boss, we get to fight a Geth Prime. On foot. Oh joy.
And it's dead.
Hi,
Yeah.
Shepard.
Yeah, my shotgun is kind of OP at this point in time. Oh, Jesus.
Everything about Shepard is kind of OP at this point.
What? Where did that Geth Destroyer come from?
To your right.
There is nothing to my right.
Wise ass, huh?
Man, it's really convenient that beehives turned square-shaped on this planet. Because
Perfect for cover.
otherwise we wouldn't have anything to hide behind. Also, I would not be shooting at those if I were you, because the last thing anybody wants in this situation is bees.
Wait for Mass Effect 2.
Well, you know, I don't think the Geth have to worry about bees, so it might be their attack tactic.
Bees, my god.
Set the bees loose, the Geth can just walk through the swarm and all the humans go running and screaming.
Killing me
perfect.
won't bring back your goddamn honey.
Stupid little prick trying to get me to eat Honey Nut Cheerios.
Anyway, I think this is where we open the door that Saren just slammed behind him. But it's also where we encounter the first incomprehensible message from the Protheans.
Hold on. Something's happening.
Oh, is this Mad Libs? I love Mad Libs.
Ah,
Sounds
man.
like some kind of message, but I don't recognize
Comment
the
section,
language.
fill in those blanks.
Probably in Prothean. This recording must be
So, you said that they have a mumbo-jumbo translator chip in their brain so everybody can understand everyone. Are the Protheans known about at this point, or are they unknown like the Reapers are?
The Protheans are way known at this point. It was excavating Prothean technology that started this whole mess.
Oh yeah, they made the thing that had the robots on them, and you can't mess with the robots because they just do what they do to keep the Citadel floating. Okay, I remember now. Alright.
It's just that they're so old and they were gone by before any of these races got here that no one actually knows their language, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
Except Shepard, who has a cipher in her brain now. So she can sort of hear the words, but the other two behind her are like, I don't recognize the language.
It said something about the
Are you secretly Prothean, Shepard?
Was there an explanation as to why Javik could talk in Mass Effect 3, or did their translators update, or
Yeah,
am I
he
missing
touched,
something?
The first thing Javik did upon waking up was touch Shepard so that he could absorb some of her genetic knowledge or whatever, and
Okay.
that allowed him to talk English.
So kind of like Tamaranians then, I guess?
I have no idea what that is, but sure. Yeah.
Starfire.
Oh,
She
I
kisses
suppose.
Robin to
And to learn English.
Yeah, except Javik doesn't need to kiss anyone for attack.
Pucker up, Shepard.
I'm okay with this.
And yeah, it's kind of a strange thing, but Javik is able to do that, and they make it an interesting character point, but ugh. Okay. Ahead on our way. More hallways. Actually,
It's a good thing nobody has an allergic reaction to anything in this place.
Well, one of them's literally in like a skin tight like hazmat suit, so you don't have to worry about her.
yeah, but, you know. Well, I suppose the blue alien woman who's designed to be able to mate with literally any living thing doesn't have to worry about allergic reactions. At least I would hope not. But Shepard,
Oh no, a weed.
plot armor.
It's the future. They gotta have some kind of antibiotic.
Conveniently, that elevator brought us right back up to the door, so there's no more on-foot fighting on Ilos.
There is, however, a lot of walking.
No, not a lot of walking. We're done walking, at least until we get back to the Citadel.
The firepower will come in handy. I don't feel like using it. Machine guns all the way.
Well, you know, you could walk from here if you wanted. But,
I have spent
Could we? I haven't tested that out.
you can. It'll take a while, though. And,
Aren't we in a hurry, Shepard?
might have been the last refuge of their entire species. Just imagine
I mean, this hallway goes on for a long while.
secrets of my
Yeah.
And,
Because they want to. It's a makeshift cutscene.
Try to remember
yeah.
Someone insert the Final Fantasy 13 battle music here.
the fate of the entire known
Now, the thing about this hallway sequence is I don't think it's actually long enough that if you just keep driving,
some kind of
the dialogue will finish.
They look like
Oh,
the Prothean
So you just stop.
LA Noir syndrome.
Everybody wants some drive-through.
Something must have gone wrong.
So I just sort of stopped.
Bunker became their tomb.
So
Like-
this is a cryogenic freezing plant. Is Walt Disney in here?
Possibly. Oh, for fuck's sake. You're telling me they spotted me from that far away? Really?
Yeah,
Super.
It's called binoculars.
I
Yeah.
can't even see who's firing at me.
Come on, it's the last driving section. Run over them.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh.
But at what cost?
You're gonna be digging. You're gonna be digging out that stuff from the Mako's tires for weeks.
All right.
Fuck, man. I was hoping you'd top over completely.
Damn it, Shepard.
This Sunday on a Prothean Monster Truck Jam.
Shepard, we're you're not allowed to drive anymore.
It's a space adventure, and one of the aliens said it's a trap. I am disappointed you didn't Admiral Akbar.
Oh, man. One more elevator. Which we have to go back up.
Why did Liara just teleport in there with us?
Because whenever you activate an elevator, everyone just sort of pops into their assigned location within the elevator in that little flying V shape.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
like at least Tali was behind you. Where did she? What the hell is taking her so long?
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Vigil. The convenient plot device that's here to tell you and only you exactly what happened with the Reapers. Because by the time the Council gets here, he's run out of batteries. That is literally the explanation in Mass Effect
Yeah.
2. When you
Bad
ask, like,
timing.
Well, just go to the convenience store and get another pack of double A's.
when you ask the Council in Mass Effect 2 why they didn't just go to Ilos and confirm the Reaper threat, they say that the VI that you reported was wasn't active anymore.
An actual Prothean VI, and I can understand it.
I have been monitoring your communications since you arrived at this facility.
Okay. And yeah, Vigil, without even having the weird biomagic I can absorb your language from your skin thing, is able to translate itself into an unknown language by listening in on it for a little while. Okay. Wow. Hey, where's the desktop tower that you're housed in? Because I want to get a look at that CPU. When your batteries die, can I keep your graphics processor?
Hello, Neo. I am the architect. Concordedly, vis-a-vis, astronomically.
Long words.
You know what? I have no idea what the hell I just said.
Lots of TVs. Think of the Smash we could play on these.
Can you do me a favor, dude, and say I can't let you do that, Shepard? Please.
Alright. Well, settle in, because this explanation is going to take a while. This is the plot dump at the end of the game that explains all the shit that you've been going through.
How do the Reapers survive in dark spaces? They're robots, Shepard. They don't need to breathe.
Woo. And yeah, this is the explanation for where the Reapers go. They go out of the galaxy. They just sort of drift in dark space. You know, the infinite empty void between galaxies where nothing exists. They exist there, basically. They have themselves a special mass relay that's connected directly to the Citadel. The Citadel itself is a mass relay. So the Reaper's usual game plan is beam in out of nowhere at the center of all galactic society and basically shut down all galactic coordination in one fell swoop. And then spend the next several hundred years slowly and meticulously bleeding the galaxy dry. But the Protheans, well, they got the better of the Reapers. You see, they had Ilos, and the Reapers did not know that the Protheans were on Ilos. Ilos severed all connection and communication with every other Prothean world in the Empire. And when they finally woke up from cryostasis, or when the handful of scientists that Vigil managed to preserve by stretching out the battery life to its limit, woke up from cryostasis, they used the conduit to get back onto the Citadel, but it was a one-way trip, and the Citadel was basically in hibernation at that point. Once they were there, they were doomed to a slow death by starvation, but before they died, they sabotaged the Citadel so that the signal that would command the Keepers to activate the Citadel relay could not be sent. So now Sovereign here, this lone Reaper stuck in the galaxy by himself, has been scrambling around for the last however many hundred years trying to find a way to activate the Citadel relay so the Reapers could come in. It's pretty pathetic, actually.
Someone turned off the on switch, and I don't know where I put it.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing about this whole setup is one Reaper is not enough to get into the Citadel. The Citadel itself is designed to be impenetrable. It's basically one big delicious looking piece of bait, a perfect capital for galactic society. Every civilization before this has fallen into the trap where they decide to make the Citadel their central base of operations because it's got control over the relay network. It is the place to be if you want to control galactic transportation. So, yeah, basically, organic life is gullible.
I hate this. I hate when stuff does this. Why do the Reapers do this? Because they... sorry.
Oh, sorry, you're breaking up. Static.
It frustrates me. If you're gonna have a game like this, where you're gonna have, like, interesting character interactions and whatever, it frustrates me when you don't give your main bad guys a motivation. And I mean, they probably elaborate on it more in later games, I understand.
They would, but Vigil here is connected to a world that cut itself off from the rest of galactic society and slept out the invasion. They learned nothing about the Reapers except what they are and what they were doing. So this would not be the place to reveal that.
That makes sense, but
I am
basically...
sorry, my responses are limited. You must ask the right questions.
Oh, fuck that iRobot
Still,
shit.
at the end of the day, what we're left with is a game where, you know, you don't get to know what the bad guy's motivation is, and it frustrates me because there has to be a reason why you want to destroy the universe,
Yeah.
or destroy all life, basically.
And there was a reason. It wasn't the same reason that ended up being the reason in Mass Effect 3. I think I explained this earlier in the playthrough, though.
I know that's part of the reason why people had issues with the ending of Mass Effect 3.
Yeah. Basically, what was happening is that the use of Element Zero technology, Mass Effect technology, was slowly killing off all the stars in the galaxy, causing them to reach the end of their lifespan faster than they should have, and the Reapers cull advanced organic life at a certain point in development to prevent it from getting any worse, while they, in the background, try to figure out some sort of permanent solution. But they can't figure out a permanent solution, so they just keep culling the galaxy to keep it alive.
So, does the series ever explain, A, where Element Zero kind of came from, and B, who actually made the Reapers as a result of
Element
that
Zero
whole
is
problem?
naturally occurring, and the Reapers have no way of getting rid of all the Element Zero in the galaxy. So they force organic life to develop along a certain line, and when organic life gets a certain distance along that line, they cut it off.
So then, do they ever explain where the Reapers even came from in the first place? Or...
Yeah, the Reapers were, I'm not sure if this explanation would have been the same in the original plotline, but we actually do meet the last few remaining examples of the Reapers' original species, the species that created them. And they are basically organic versions of the giant robot cuttlefish. And they
Cthulhu.
Yeah, and they're just as Lovecraftian as you'd expect, but you get to meet one and talk to one face to face, and you just don't do that with Lovecraft.
You know, having tea with Cthulhu sounds like a great time.
Unfortunately, that was shunted off to DLC, so it wasn't as well developed as it should have been. Unfortunately.
They always put the good stuff in DLC, like the Shadow Broker, Javik, the Leviathan stuff. Like, everything is always DLC with Mass Effect, and it's kind of frustrating, because it's like, that should be in the main campaign.
Yeah.
You're not going to make money that way, dude.
But it's so important!
Oh, man. You know, the main bad guy of Dragon Age Inquisition was introduced in a Dragon Age 2 DLC. It's like, what the fuck? Jesus.
Either way, every time you ask the Reapers, why are you doing this? It is beyond your comprehension.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, thanks.
They say that, but, you know...
Oh, so I'm stupid, am I?
You know, I just summarized it in, like, 30 words a couple minutes ago.
It's frustrating from a plot standpoint. Like, there needs to be a reason.
Not necessarily. There doesn't need to be a reason, but what they were going for with the Reapers was Lovecraftian. And the thing that sets Lovecraftian mythology apart from other fantasy horror things is that the entities in Lovecraftian literature were incomprehensible.
That's true.
And they were ultimately never really explained, so you could never try to understand them.
Yeah, but there's a difference between having something you can't understand and the game telling you that you can't understand it. I think is the big thing. Like, you don't ever know, and there's no Cthulhu story where somebody asks, why does Cthulhu wake up from the sunken city of Reliach and try to conquer the world? It's beyond your comprehension. Like, it's never really said like that in those kinds of things.
Yeah, I know.
It's more just a matter of you see it and then you can't understand.
It's
you might try
ham-handed,
to.
is what you're saying, right?
They're
doing
sure.
They're doing
Yeah.
it wrong.
A little bit. I'm not trying to say it's like the worst thing I've ever seen. It's just a little. It irked me when I saw it in the subtitles. So
I get you.
Follow Saren.
To be fair, it does flow better when you're experiencing the story without the peanut gallery.
And I will also give the game this, is that even though the Reapers are kind of a vague force, you do have Saren, who is a more, I know he's an alien, but he's a more human antagonist.
He has a very directly stated and understandable motive for doing what he's doing.
He's also a much more tangible villain compared to a random robot cuttlefish thing on a screen that you see once.
Yeah. Although we only really see Saren like 3 times over the course of the game.
Still, you've been chasing after him the entire time, and it's clear that he's gonna screw things up if you let him go too far. So
Saren is kind of like Saravok from Baldur's Gate in the sense that he has a presence at the beginning of the game. He's pretty goddamn terrifying, and then he just sort of disappears for 90% of the game.
Yeah, you leave him wanting more. It's like in Final Fantasy VII when you're talking to all the NPCs and it's like, oh, the man with the black cape just went to the next town. And it's like, oh, we're catching up to Sephiroth. Oh, God.
Yeah, but Sephiroth had the excuse of actually being trapped in a cocoon in the northern crater the entire time.
Confusing.
Nope, honestly, I didn't find Final Fantasy VII's plot all that confusing. It made a decent amount of sense.
It's not the plot
It did
that's
when I was
confusing.
7.
It's not the plot that's confusing. It's just that the game throws you for a loop when you find out that Sephiroth was really in the crater all along. So what have I been chasing? And you kind of have to pay attention to realize that it's a piece of Genova that transformed into Sephiroth's likeness.
I'm not made of ether.
I do think like it was actually like a wow. I know it's not exactly the same thing, but it was a wow moment for me when I was playing Final Fantasy VII, and I was like, "Holy shit! Cloud wasn't actually Cloud the whole time. Cloud was Zack." Well, in his flashbacks, at the very least.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Thank
Unreliable narrator.
Thank God, Crisis Core was good.
That was like the. That was the.
I don't know. It gave us Genesis.
Oh, Genesis was all right.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
We're comparing to Dirge of
Shut up.
Cerberus here.
I hate anything that's got one wing.
Wasn't Crisis Core is the good one. Everything else is bad, is it?
Not everything else is bad. I've heard actually that the mobile game focusing on the Turks was actually good. The problem is we didn't get that. The Dirge of Cerberus is this soulless, hyperlinear, really simplistic
I know. I've heard
shooter
of Dirge of Cerberus.
It's the Shadow of the Hedgehog of the series.
Also, not it.
Yeah, and well, I'm recording Dirge of Cerberus because that's easy to record. It's not a horrendous game to play. It's just not a very interesting one. Like what we're looking at right now is not perfect, but a pretty damn good hybrid of shooter and RPG. Basically, imagine this, but like with none of the good stuff.
Bad.
But with none of the good stuff. Just like.
And our main character was Edgy the Hedgy.
Well, that was always Vincent. Vincent was always Edgy the Hedgy. That's nothing new.
Veggie was really.
Hey, you take that back about Veggie.
Vincent was always really the only character that seemed super whiny to me from 7, and he had a decent reason.
He was just an oddball character who was like this vampire you found in a coffin, you know?
It's like, what?
It's like, I'm going to turn into this guy who wears a hockey mask and has a chainsaw. Like, what the hell?
And apparently Cloud thought that was super cool because everything that happens after 7, he becomes super whiny as well.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. That's going to be a fun commentary.
God damn it, Advent children.
A likely hypothesis. The keepers evolved in an unanticipated direction.
Are we still talking?
Yeah.
Plop, 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 plop,
is
plop,
still
plop,
going.
plop, plop, plop. Hold on, how long have we been talking to this guy? Scrolling.
Since about, like, before the midway point of the video.
15 minutes. 15
Yeah.
straight minutes of plop, 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 plop. I mean,
By the way, it was Adachi all along.
Okay, You might think this is bad, but god damn it if Chrono Cross didn't top it. Because, oh god, everything about that plot is just dumped on you at the end of the game. Ugh.
I mean, granted, I'm assuming that this conversation's like 2 seconds if you decide to just skip all of it, but...
Yeah, this was me actually asking all of the questions along the way. And to be fair, this plot dump is just an explanation for all the stuff that's been drip-fed to you throughout the game. Whereas in Chrono Cross, it's literally all of the plot concentrated in the last half hour of the game, when you've been playing it for probably 50 hours before that.